Hi, my name's Stephanie. So, for our signature assignment, you're asking us to define who I am, what career I'm pursuing, what I need to do to reach my career goals, and where do I see myself in 3, 5, 10 years, and what has influenced my development. So, starting off, I would like to refer to our DTS MAPS assignment. Ideas like, at a core, I'm always going to be Stephanie. I'm going to be a white female, and the only thing that's going to change is my age. I'm currently 23, so as I get older, that will then change how each of my systems interact with each other or redefine why they interact the way they do. When looking at my microsystem, I'm many things. That's including a daughter to a mother and a father. I'm an older sister to a brother. I was raised in a single family neighborhood with parents who have been married for 26 years. I also have two different groups of friends. I have California versus Texas, and I have childhood school versus college. When looking at my California versus Texas friends, my California friends have been the friends that I've had since kindergarten. I started kindergarten there, had the same group of friends through elementary school, middle school, and when I started freshman year of high school. But then my parents decided we were going to move to Texas when I was a freshman in high school. So I went from having the same friends and not having to make any new friends, really, to the complete opposite, where everyone in Texas had my California experience and I had to find a way to make friends here. And then my childhood and school friends versus college. The childhood and school, I consider like my really close friends, people who know more about my daily life, my personal life, compared to someone I don't know very well. My college friends, I've got two or three that I've met throughout community college. We've taken classes together. We keep in touch via social media and maybe get together here and there. But they're just friends that I see and keep in touch with occasionally, not enough to be, hey, how you doing? This is what happened today. Though that's more reserved for my childhood or my friends I made during high school and the friends that I am friends with still today. When looking at my muscle system, my dad was always the main provider in our family, so that changed for me when we moved to Texas. My mom was a stay-at-home mom my entire life until I moved here, so she had to get a job when we moved here to provide for the family. When looking at my chrono system, two of the biggest events that really shaped who I am today would have to be moving to Texas. Again, that focuses on I had the same group of friends, I had to make new friends, but also my entire family lives in California. So I went from seeing my family every single weekend, every other weekend, 2 or 3 times a week, to I see them once or twice a year. So that really shaped me into a person, and I couldn't be dependent on that side of my family. I had to be more dependent on my mom, my dad, and my brother. Another event that really shaped me would be my senior prom. That's because I went to senior prom with the 3 best friends that I still have today, and a couple other girls we were friends with in school. And we all decided to go in halves on a limo. Well, a girl we'd met halfway through senior year didn't have any friends, so we were like, oh, you can go with us. She couldn't afford the limo. Well, all the moms and all the parents who had paid for everything, it's fine, let her go, not a big deal. There was one parent who said, absolutely not. She can't go, she hasn't paid for the money. So my parents raised me to be a very, how would I say it, generous person, or like I care about someone's feelings over my own. So my mom pulled me out of the limo, and my best friend's mom pulled out of the limo. So our parents paid a town car to take us to prom, and all the other girls went to prom in the limo. So I feel like that just really shaped me into who I am as a person, the kind of parent I want to be, the kind of just human I want to be. So when looking at my career path that I chose, I always think back to my high school art teacher. She's really the one person who influenced my decision in making this my final choice. But I have to say the relationships I have with my parents are also a big influence on who I am. Thinking about my life experiences, I've always had a family-focused lifestyle, and I've always had my family around as a big influence on my development. Again, moving to Texas and only having my parents and my brother, and not seeing my whole family except for once or twice a year, is a big change for me, and it's been a big influence on my development. When thinking about my passions and biases, I'm very passionate about animals, my 2 dogs especially. I'm a huge dog mom. The children I nanny for, and I watch I get to watch them develop and see the changes in them every single time I see them. Also working at Starbucks. That gives me the opportunity to work with all kinds of different people, different backgrounds, different cultures, different everything. Thinking back on our lesson over implicit biases, being able to define your implicit bias and identify any areas of implicit biases that one might hold is a great place to start. But you should also not be ashamed of your biases, but just know that they are affecting other people around you. And you should always be considerate of those around you and never force your biases, your personal ones especially, on another individual. When looking at what career I'm pursuing and why I'm choosing this career, I would have to say when I first started college, I was on the path to become a social worker. I don't know why, I just decided that was what I wanted to do. For some reason, I can't tell you anymore now why I wanted to do it, but that was what I wanted to do. But one semester I had to take a few classes that were surrounding child development. And those actually happened to fall under the elementary education degree plan at my community college. So I had to complete 60 hours of in-class observations. So that there just kind of gave me the whole, I want to change my degree path to this now. And just getting to sit in a pre-K classroom, I sat in a high school classroom twice with my high school art teacher. So I just got to see everything from a different side of view. And I was like, that's what I want to do. I don't want to do what else I was pursuing before. But so what I've learned from the research from the career presentation project was because I'm not going to be pursuing my educational certifications from the standard route, I'm doing it from alternative route because I'm using ASU through Starbucks. I'll have to actually go and get my certifications elsewhere, not through ASU. So that'll be a big challenge that I have. But I just, I really want to have an impact on my community when I become a teacher. But not just on the community. I want to have an impact on my students. I want to impact their educational journey. And I want, not just the one they're going to embark on with me, but I want them to maybe think back when they decide, when they go to college, what they want to do. Maybe I was that teacher who inspired them to pick this degree as well. When looking at how I'm going to reach my career goals, I have a lot to consider. Looking at my professional development plan, we completed in lesson 5. One of the biggest things I focused on was remaining courses I have left at ASU. I have 7 courses left to take after the next 3 that start next week in session B. With that in mind, I hope to be graduating with my BA in Educational Studies by May 2019, summer of 19 at the latest if things don't go as smoothly as I planned. Then I'll need to complete my requirements to receive my alternate certifications. I've already kind of looked into a program through a partner I worked with at Starbucks, and she did it, and she really liked it. So it's located in Dallas. It's about an hour drive from my house every day. I go for 2 weeks straight, and then I start doing other things to get there. But that's my next step in my career path is finish ASU and then do that. When looking at my financial goals, I want to just be financially stable in order to support myself. I don't want to be dependent on my parents or someone else. I want to be able to support myself and my family, my future family, one I don't have right now yet. When looking at location goals, currently I live in Texas. That's my goal. But things always change, so there's always going to be that option. Other learning goals, obviously finishing my certifications, student teaching, family and partner goals. So with my family, I really just want to be able to have a way to be connected with them at all times. If that ever changes, if I have to move locations, if something ever changes. When looking at a significant other, I currently don't have one, so that's not a concern right now for me. But in the future, that's unsure, but it would have to be something that is affected in what career, not maybe the career I choose, but the path we take, where I decide to teach, where we live, if we still live here, if we move somewhere else, who I'm married to, if I'm a mom. So that all is something that I have to consider. And then also, the last part of it is, where do I expect to be in 3, 5, and 10 years? So I expect to be, I would say, when looking at my professional development plan on how I would start it over, is I would start it over just like I did this class. Start from scratch and build my way down it to try and develop where I want to go and how I want to get there. I would say the next steps for me to get to my career goal would be completing ASU, completing my alternate certifications. I would say completing student teaching, finding a job at a school district to teach in, and then waiting to see what happens after that. In 3 years, I hope to see myself as I've gained employment. In 5, I would want to say I want to see myself developing in my role as a teacher. And in 10 years, I would hope to still be an educator, but you never know what could happen. So that's my signature assignment, and thanks for watching.